HarperCollins presents It's Always the Husband by C.L. Taylor. Read by Clare Corbett. To everyone who has survived the school run, particularly Catherine Chiswell-Jones, Sarah Maddox, and Jenny Smith. Chapter 1. Jude. Wednesday. To Jude, the school run is like Pamplona's running of the bulls. To survive, you need tenacity, speed, and balls of steel. The faster she navigates the groups of parents that crowd the street outside St. Helena's primary school, the sooner she drops Betsy off in the playground, and the less likely she is to be charged by the terrifying schoolmum clique. She's seen them watching her from the gates, the slow eye sweeps, the analysis, the judgment. Whilst Betsy may have made friends in the 5 weeks since she started Year 5, Jude's kept her head down. She'd rather unblock a toilet than make small talk at the school gates. It's not that she's antisocial. She just hasn't got time for that particular kind of shit.
Millie! Millie!
Betsy abandons her hand and speeds across the playground in the direction of a small, curly-haired girl with wide-set eyes. Jude follows, shrugging off her daughter's backpack.
I've been invited to Eloise's party,
Millie says proudly. She clutches Betsy's arm.
You've been invited too.
As Betsy jumps up and down, Jude glances around in search of a tall, broad man with closely cropped hair and a brooding expression. Will Ledger, Millie's father and St. Helena's answer to Tom Hardy, is the one parent she has got to know since Betsy started school. Her friendship with the history of art lecturer and the only single dad, as far as she knows, began tentatively. Forced to make small talk as their daughters ran around the local play park, Will was taciturn, while Jude filled the awkward silences with inane facts, random observations, and meandering stories. She was pretty certain that if their daughters hadn't become best friends, Will would have avoided her. Instead, he tolerated their initial interaction, nodding and shaking his head in all the right places. Well, almost all the right places. When she'd described in dramatic detail the funeral she'd held for Betsy's deceased hamster, he'd started laughing. Delighted to have found a chink in his socially awkward armour, she told him another funny story. He laughed again, then batted back a silly story of his own. How that led to them sleeping together 3 weeks later, she wasn't entirely sure. Booze and proximity, chatting on her sofa as their daughters snoozed upstairs on the sleepover, certainly helped. Half an hour later, sweaty, flushed and awkward, Will kissed her chastely on her cheek and muttered something about needing to get home. His body language spoke volumes. Let us never speak of this again. And, equally mortified, Jude inwardly agreed. Is your dad not here? She asks Millie.
He's gone home. He forgot to bring my violin.
Your dad did, or you did?
He did.
The indignation on Millie's face makes Jude smile. Oh, to be 9 years old again and have someone else to blame for everything that goes wrong in your life. Well, I hope he turns up soon. She bends to kiss Betsy on the cheek, then hands her her bag. I need to get going. I've got a Zoom in... She checks her watch and swears under her breath. If she jogs home, she might just make it on time, but considering she hasn't run at speed since Betsy made a break for freedom at a train station when she was 2, she's going to have to settle for a fast walk. Love you. She squeezes her daughter's shoulder, then sets off at a trot, weaving between parents, children, scooters and prams as she squeezes her way through the gates. She rounds the corner onto the pavement, mentally rehearsing the presentation she put together last night, then stops abruptly as someone taps on her shoulder.
Sorry, Jude. Didn't mean to startle you.
A tall, slim blonde, head-to-toe in gym kit, looks her up and down.
It is Jude, isn't it? I'm Victoria Routledge, Sophia's mum.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?